Welcome back. A word that we are using more and more casually within our society recently is anxiety. I overheard a little girl tell her mom that she was making her anxious when mother refused her a toy in the toy aisle the other day. Anxiety, however, is a very real and serious condition that often requires medical intervention. To that end, we're joined this evening by general practitioner Dr. Sirkka Nghishidimbwa, who will enlighten us more about this condition. She joins us via Zoom from Cuba. Doctor, good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Nina. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's get straight into it, Doctor. What is anxiety and how is it diagnosed?
Well, anxiety is a feeling of fear or unease that can cause you to feel restless and tense. It can be a normal reaction to stress. For example, when you're faced with a difficult task or when you're about to make an important decision.
Further to that, yes, please continue.
Anxiety is then clinically diagnosed with the aid of symptoms and medical history.
Doctor, in addition to that then, what is acute anxiety?
Acute anxiety is referred to as the attack that is unexpected with no clear or consistent trigger. Here the symptoms are intense and with significance to it. It then interferes with daily activities such as work performance, schoolwork, and relationships.
And can acute anxiety be classified as a mental illness, doctor?
This is a very debatable question. Ways to health providers would believe that anxiety on its own as an emotion is not a mental illness, but when further classified as a disorder where there is change in behavior or it interferes with daily activity, it is then considered as a mental illness.
What would be the most common causes or contributing factors of acute anxiety?
Acute anxiety can be caused by genetics, stress, drug withdrawal or misuse, or medical conditions.
And moving on to treatment, doctor, how would you then treat medically, that is, anxiety?
Anxiety has a multifactorial approach when it comes to treatment. It can be treated with therapy, medication, or lifestyle changes. Doctors usually prescribe antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications such as benzodiazepines, but your medical provider will always advise you on the best medical approach.
Just very lastly, doctor, before we let you go, should one come across someone, for example, in a public space who's clearly experiencing an anxiety attack, how would you suggest one proceeds to assist?
Well, it is very important to firstly ask permission because close or touching this individual can worsen their state. And it is also important to move at a pace at which is okay with them. Number one is to keep them calm. Number two, find out what their needs are. Number three, which is very important, is to slow down their breathing by doing something structured or repetitive, such as helping them count out loud, which will then focus again. And thirdly, when you do calm them down, then seek for professional help in order, because most of the people with anxiety are not aware, and it's important for them to seek medical attention to be then diagnosed with anxiety.
Dr. Nghishidimbwa, thank you so much for your time and joining us this evening here on the Daily Roundup.
Thank you so much for having me, Nina.
That was Dr. Nghishidimbwa zooming us from